Hi folks, Kim Mitchell here. You know, however you choose to get around, your ATV, your snowmobile, your boat, car, if you have a motorcycle, all these things take 100% of your attention and skill to operate safely. Alcohol impairs that, and bad things can happen. So, be smart, okay? You know what I'm going to say next.
This message brought to you from the Safe and Sober Awareness Committee.
We're back on Fresh Waves. I'm your host, Bren Masson, and we're talking with Jolana Pettifer about sort of making the transition between the fall decorating and into the winter decorating, because we are in a transitional time right now. And we're going to start at the front door like we usually do, and we're going to walk you through a house because everybody has a front door.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the front of the house. Wreaths can kind of be at every time of the year, can't they?
Sure they can. So you're not going to necessarily keep your winter wreath up during the whole season, although that I have seen that. But this is your opportunity if you want to have 2 or 3 different wreaths during the course of the year. It adds some personality from the streetscape to look at the house. So again, any kind of layering in my book is okay with me. So a wreath is beautiful. Some people will just choose to have a wreath with a beautiful ribbon on it.
Simple.
Yeah, simple. And I know a lot of people say, well, then how do I put that in? Well, if you get yourself the flat thumbtacks, you take your ribbon, you loop it around your wreath. You actually can put your thumbtack at the very top of your door. It has to be flat. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to close your door. And it just gives you that extra element of that ribbon climbing up the door. So you don't just have a wreath. You actually have this beautiful ribbon which finishes it off going to the top of the door. Nice. So yeah, so again, very, very simple thing to do. Depending on what kind of wreaths you're putting on your door, sometimes what we'll do is we'll wrap the back of it, because if it's a painted door or a factory finish, you have to be very careful. If it's really windy, you want to make sure that you're not going to scratch your door. So just kind of keep those things in mind. We've used the felt pads from the backside. So it actually helps to protect it. Sometimes the cold weather will make the felt pads not sticky. So if you get the long ones and you just tie it on with just a nice soft ribbon, again, it's not going to scratch anything. So if you want to keep it very classic and really simple, just do a multi-green application with a beautiful ribbon of your choice. So this is where at the front of the house you may want a beautiful bright red ribbon or a beautiful bright green ribbon, or you may choose to actually take the colors that you want to use inside, whether it's the peacocks and the coppers and the browns. You can actually start that theme right at your front door.
I actually put my Christmas lights up at this time of the year because I am not
it's
going to stand
warm.
there in
Absolutely,
November
the smartest thing you can do. I was going to bring that up.
I do it now, so my hands are warm, but I don't turn them on until December.
Yeah. Well, some people start turning them on sort of second week into November.
Well, if you have those lights, you know, with the little remote control now that you get, and it changes color, a white light is kind of just nice any time of the year. Look at Yorkville. They have nice lights in the trees all year round, and it looks spectacular.
And sometimes what we'll do is we'll use uplighting, so at the front of the house. So if you've got incredible trees, in which case you do, you uplight those trees and you turn them on at night. And even if you don't necessarily put up Christmas lights on your home, put it on some of your trees or your bushes, and then use your uplighting to also create that ambiance of wow.
Yeah. All kinds of nice things you can do.
Yeah, there are.
And that old trick of you don't have to put them up in December just because that's the season.
No,
put them up now, just leave them.
Yeah, that's actually on my list. So yeah, it's a very smart thing to do. And then of course at the front door, some homes you can actually use planters, and you can have some gorgeous planters that really finish off that front door entrance area, right? So whether you're using, again, if birch, for example, is something you're going to be using inside, incorporate some of that birch into your planters, or some of the wicker balls that they have that are magnificent. They're all different sizes. You can go natural, or you can, again, add some different elements to it. All kinds of sticky anythings, as I have called them for years and years and years. If you want to create that 3D element, why not choose a copper to go in with your design this year? It looks incredible. Golds, coppers, silvers, do not be afraid to mix your mediums, because that's, again, what creates that wow factor.
And those look nice at this time of the year.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who have the cabbages, those nice red
Yeah.
cabbages.
And usually, again, right up until the first week in November, they do really well.
Yeah.
Then they start to really wilt. So that's when you can start thinking about you can start kind of thinking about what you want to do with your planters.
And then you sneakily just keep putting more greenery in until there's no cabbage anymore. It's just green.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Magnolia leaves is, one of my favorites because what's the combination? It's green on the front and it's brown on the back. Again, another great way to bring in that incredible natural element.
Mm-hmm. And the birch looks really nice in the urns at the front,
Sure it does.
I find. And it doesn't have just that Christmas feel. I take a lot of the Christmas stuff out right after Christmas.
You can keep it from year to year.
Because the urn looks beautiful.
Oh my goodness, for sure you can. Yeah, absolutely. Again, you want to kind of, as before it freezes, if you're using real, you want to actually water it, Bren, because it will absorb the water and it will keep it green. So if you're going to start your planters early, just water it for a bit because it will keep its color. If you put it in too early and you leave it alone before the frost comes or it starts to freeze, all of a sudden it's starting to look really brown before it's time, right? So, typically with the real urns, we stay a little bit closer to like the 3rd or the 4th week in November.
Right. Okay. Great information. All right, so we've come through the front door now, and we're into the foyer, whatever that looks like. Some people's houses have really tiny foyers, and some people's houses have foyers that are bigger than my cottage.
Yeah.
So what do you do in that room, that space? Because I still think that is one of the places where you get congestion, because you get a lot of people coming at the same time, especially during the holiday season.
Yep.
And it's also a place where you have to be bending over, putting on your shoes. So you'll maybe need a chair. There's usually a mirror of something, so you can adjust your hat on your way out the door, that kind of thing. So
one of my favorite things to do on a big mirror. So quite often people will have some kind of a console table or some credenza type piece at the front door. Typically, people have that mirror because what's the last thing you do before you leave? You just have a real quick look at yourself, make sure you're all put together.
Oh, I got my makeup.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Too late now. But you can take a great wreath and you can actually put the wreath on your mirror. And it looks so pretty, so simple, so beautiful. Add a couple of candle holders with some, and today you can find like the birch bark on your candles. So again, there's a very, very simple way to decorate. Add 1 or 2 boughs of your greens in with your little arrangement of candle holders. Really, do you need much more than that? You really don't. If you have lots and lots of space, if you have an incredible banister and railing going up to your second level or to your downstairs, why not take the opportunity to take that newel post and do something really wonderful there too with ribbons and greenery, floral if you choose to. So you can really, you can choose to go and find the spots that kind of give you that wow factor. You don't have to put a garland all the way up your stairs. You can, but you don't have to. Maybe choose every 6th or 7th, what am I trying to say?
Run.
Or thank you. You can put another little arrangement there. So you don't have to have it going all the way up your railing. It looks really nice to actually sometimes have a little less than over the top.
Well, I'm going to hold you to a promise you made last year. You told me, I'll do your banister next year. I promise. I'll do your banister next year. Because all I do is wrap tooling around it and stick a few balls here and there.
No.
So you're going to do it for me this year. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
That'll be fun.
Thinking,
that'll be fun. That'll be fun. No, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. And the other thing I always incorporate at the front door is a mistletoe ball.
Oh, really?
Oh, my goodness.
It's not
Absolutely.
Too passe?
No. How is mistletoe balls passe? Explain that to me.
I don't know. I don't see it as much as I used to.
It is because people don't think about it. That's why. Anywhere where they have it, everyone comments, oh my gosh, I'm going to do that, because they forget about it. Most people, when they walk in, they don't always look up. Right? So you put, and it can be a small one. It can be a bigger one. Just, you can have some fun with that.
That's a good idea.
And any opportunity to steal a kiss from your loved ones, why not?
I'm all with you for that one. That's great. Or even the postman, depending on how he looks. Okay, so now we're in the foyer,
Yep.
and you're going to walk into maybe the living room if you're having company over. So what are we doing in the living room?
So
it's a more formal area.
Yeah, and I was going to say, most people today, with their living rooms, they tend to really hang out in their family rooms. So this is where, again, I say you can go really simple in your living room, adding a little bit of greenery here and there, in with your existing decor. A little bit of ribbons is really, really nice. Changing up the color of your candles, for example, depending on, again, what color scheme you decide to go with, is really, really nice. Adding that fur throw to your sofa, or a couple of little fur accent cushions, or a pretty little, cushion that just says it's Christmas, is always fun as well. So you don't always have to do every single room, but I think it's nice if people are passing through, you've got that little bit of consistency. So adding just that little bit of greenery with that little tiny bit of bling, if you choose to, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be that complicated, I guess.
No, it doesn't. Absolutely not. Sometimes we'll put it around a picture, or put a wreath on a coffee table and put, 2 or 3 candle holders in the center of it. So it can be literally as simple as that.
Okay, so now we're moving into the family room, which is a high traffic area, lots of people, but a very restful area. Lots of TV watching or chatting, or light family entertaining, the place where you chill out.
Yeah, so I always say your fireplace mantle should have some kind of Christmas decor on it. I think that's what really sets the mood. This time of year, people are starting to turn on their fireplaces. It's getting colder, right?
Or put wood in it.
Yeah. Well, again, if you're fortunate enough to have a real one, awesome, because you get that smell too, right?
Yeah, isn't that great?
So mantles for sure. Quite often people have bookshelves on either side of their fireplaces. So it's just another fun opportunity to do a little bit of Christmas decorating, and with the shelving, which is always really pretty. You're going to have a tree at some point. So your tree, I love doing trees. They're one of my passions. I add all kinds of layering techniques into them. So the basic principle is put your sashes or your ribbons in first. People sometimes wait till the very end, and then it's really hard because you're trying to work in and around all those, beautiful balls that you've got on there, and you've got sticks going in. So that should be the first thing that you do. Then put in all your ornaments, like your round ones or shaped ones, how we collect things.
Right.
Put those on, and then once you're happy with all of those, that's when you start bringing in and adding, if you want, extra elements. So whether they're natural elements, whether your tree doesn't have a lot of life to it and you want to add some greenery to it, it's just a way to create fullness within the tree. So it really should be a lot of fun. You should enjoy it, and it should never be stressful. Don't go into it stressed, because it shouldn't be.
Right.
Turn on that Christmas music when you're starting to decorate, right? Yeah. So
so that you get into the mood, even though you look outside and there isn't even any snow on the ground. And from what Environment Canada is saying right now, this could well be a green Christmas. The weather's supposed to go up and down in like a yo-yo between now and Christmas time. So if we're looking at a green Christmas, it's nice to bring some wintry elements into your house.
Yeah, like even if you've got some beautiful hurricane lamps, you've got, and a hurricane lamp is usually, there's a stand, and then usually there's like a glass cylinder that goes on top. So this is another kind of fun place that you can put, if you want to put dried cranberries, or the little teeny tiny little pine cones in and around it. And again, whether you're using battery operated or whether you're using real candles, sometimes it can be just as simple as that. Yeah, which is really, really pretty.
All right, we're going to take a little break now. You're listening to Fresh Waves here on Whistle FM. We've got Jolana Pettifer of Jolana's Exceptional Home Decor in the studio this morning, and I'm your host, Bren Masson. We'll be back with more winter decorating tips right after this. Stay tuned.
Do you find that mainstream FM radio plays the same classic rock songs over and over, and rarely, with the exception of specialty programs, play backtracks or B-sides from your favorite albums? I hope you can join me, Chuck Roberts, on Friday nights at 9 p.m. for my one-hour show, Classic Backtracks. We'll explore the backtracks or B-sides from classic rock artists from the 60s through the 90s and play the songs that you don't usually hear on mainstream radio. And hopefully we'll play a hidden gem that brings back some fond musical memories. During my show, I also profile a Canadian rock artist in my Coast to Coast segment, and each week close the program profiling a classic rock artist's contribution to rock music, from bands to solo efforts or collaborations. That's Classic Backtracks on Friday nights at 9 p.m.
Hi, this is Amy Grant. Sight-impaired children have a special place in my heart. I almost lost my eyesight in an accident several years ago, so I know firsthand what a precious, God-given gift our sight really is. That's why I'm happy to lend my voice in support of Christian Blind Mission International, a ministry that helps save the eyesight of over 1 million children each year. But CBMI needs your help to do even more, so please open your heart today.
Please call us at 1-888-856-CBMI.
And we're back on Fresh Waves. We're speaking with Jolana, speaking and talking all but mixed into one word. We're speaking with Jolana Pettifer of Jolana's Exceptional Home Decor. And we're talking about, it's not really winter decorating so much as we're talking about making the transition between fall and the holidays coming up and things like that. We are going to save the dining room until our next show. Because our next show... And
bedrooms, too, we should.
Yeah, a little bit about the bedroom, bringing in, making a few decorations in there. So we'll save that for our next show, because we've given you the main areas, which is where you want to start with the decorating. When you're doing the full-blown decorating in a month from now, then we'll get into the places that, like kitchens and the dining room, where there's going to be the big family feast and things like that. Now, there's a whole bunch of fun stuff coming up in Whitchurch, Stouffville. And Jolana, you're going to be participating in Stouffville's Home for Christmas house tour again. Yeah. And I'm saying again because you've done this for many, many years. And it's a wonderful, wonderful event. Now, someone said to me, ask Jolana about the fact that it seems a bit voyeuristic to be going through people's homes. I don't think so.
Yeah, but keep in mind, these are very... I'm not sure what the word is. These are incredible people that are opening up their homes because they also know that this is a beautiful and incredible opportunity to share with some of the local charities that are out there. So you've got this year the ABLE Network and the Jennifer Ashley Children's Charity. So I think most people look at it as an opportunity to give back to their community. And the bonus of it, of course, is to be able to go through all these beautiful homes and all these incredible people who are hosting the opportunity for people to be able to actually go through and see some ideas that otherwise they may not have ever even thought about. So I like to think about it that every single person who opens up their home, really it's a blessing to the whole community that they are actually open to do that.
Yeah, I think it's a really sweet thing. It's fun. It is. It's not an invasion of privacy because the people have allowed you to do this. And I really don't think people are going there like panting little puppies to get into a house that they have never been in before. No.
They are going to get ideas, and also knowing that they are supporting these incredible charities
and it's a nice
just makes it that much better.
Mostly ladies, a very nice social night.
It is, and we have lots of guys too. I love it.
Yeah, and one of the houses that we went to, the gentleman who was the grandfather at the home stayed there, and it was so funny because he said, "Where else can I meet so many pretty women in one night?"
There you go.
You're a smart man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since 2011, this organization has raised over $195,000 for these charities.
Yeah,
it's very impressive.
Well,
number.
It's beyond impressive. Yeah, it's incredible, actually.
That's one of the things I love about Stouffville, and it gets lost in all of this bickering at the moment with political stuff that's going on. But we really are a nice neighborhood filled with really good people who can.
Yeah, we are.
Who love to donate and love to participate in these things, because it's not just the donation of money that puts something like this together. It's all the volunteers. And they have a note on their website this year saying that they are looking for volunteers. So if you are interested, you can contact Nancy Miller at tnmiller@rogers.com. And we'll put that on our website. And the tour is Friday,
November the 2nd from 5:30 to 9 p.m. So that evening is, you get the benefits, of course. It's darker. You get the light factor. Yeah. So it's a little bit of a different experience. We actually have some people that come both days, which is really fun. And then, of course, on the Saturday, November the 3rd, it goes from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. So it's a great opportunity to go see the homes, but they also have the winery event. The Latcham Hall will be open. And I understand that Anina's Bakery is also going to have a food truck, which is wonderful.
Oh my goodness,
I know.
I love Anina's Bakery. They have incredible things.
They sure
there.
do.
So the winery is the Friday night with cocktails and some little appetizers and things like that. And I know the lady who cooks them, and they are delicious.
They sure are.
And there's different prices for the different events. Friday night is $35 because it includes the winery, not the wine, but it includes the little appetizers and snacks. And then on Saturday it's $25, and that you can buy your own food at the food truck. So that's going to be a great
I love
event.
it. Love
You're
it.
decorating one of the houses again this year?
I am. Yes, I am. So I'm super
my.
excited. I'm not going to give away any secrets yet, but yes, I am.
Is it a big house, a little house, an in-between house?
It's a beautiful size home, yeah. It's in the Trail of the Woods area.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's just a great opportunity to be able to give back to some clients that have supported me over the years. So I love this opportunity to make their homes Christmassy, and I just love it.
Yeah, and that's close to my house, so I can ride my bike over. Okay. The other interesting thing that's happening is the Harvest Market. Tell us a little bit about that.
So the Harvest Market is a craft show and sale, and it's a free entry with the donation of a non-perishable food items. All the proceeds this year are going to the Stouffville Food Bank, so we all know what an incredible service that is to be able to, again, give back to those who really don't have what the rest of us might have. Right. So it's a really fun opportunity, and this year they've asked if I would do a little tutorial on Christmas decorating. Nice. So I am really thrilled to, in a 20-minute little tutorial, try and give you some great decorating tips. So again, I always say, don't worry about what your style is. The principles, the basic decorating principles are all the same. It's what you do with it after we've done all the first steps. So really excited about that.
And that's Saturday, November 10th from 9 till 3 at Springvale. And Springvale is at the corner of Kennedy and Stouffville Road.
Mm-hmm. So. And my tutorial is at 10:30 a.m. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. We've already had a few people that have emailed us some questions to address. So if anyone has any questions that they were hoping maybe I could help them with, you can email us at jolana@bellnet.ca, and that also goes with Christmas decorating questions too, if you wish. So you can go through Whistle, but don't hesitate to email us as well.
Anything I get through the website, and if you contact us at freshwaves.ca too, we'll pass the questions on to Jolana, and she can answer them at Springvale, and then she can answer them here on in the middle of November when she comes back. The third Wednesday of every month is decorating day on Fresh Waves, and in November we will have our regular Mr. Christmas tree coming on there. Hal Horton of Horton Tree Farms will be on to talk to us about the real trees and how to treat them and how to bring them in early and all that kind of stuff. So that's always a fun show, isn't it?
It is awesome. I love it.
Every year I enjoy that little chat with Hal.
Well, I always love it because it also helps everyone to understand that there is a place for real, but you can also have a place for the faux or the artificial. And both work in balance together, or simply you can do everything real or everything artificial. So I love that.
And like we were just talking about, if you treat them properly, you can actually start your urns now with real or with the artificial, whichever you choose.
Yeah, right now it's still hard to find the product. You're going to find in about another...
Unless you live in an area that has... And please do not go to the York Regional Forest or other parklands and start cutting down the greenery. You laugh, but we see people every year with baskets coming out of the forest, and they have literally gone in with a little saw and taken boughs out of the forest. And this is not a good practice, and it's actually against the law. So please don't do that. The York Region Forest is there for all of us to enjoy, and it's not there to be logged or harvested for your mantle place at
No, and
Christmas
we've got lots of greenhouses, especially around the Stouffville area, that you could make a phone call and say, when are you going to have your Christmas items in?
They're even the grocery stores. A lot of grocery stores have that kind of thing available.
Yep.
So it's not even that you have to go out of your way to get it. It's right there. Don't take it out of the York Regional Forest, and don't take it out of the parklands in and around the Stouffville area.
Yep.
It's not allowed. Okay, so we are going to summarize a little bit for everybody now. The Home for Christmas House Tour is coming up.
It is.
That's going to be
Friday, November the 2nd from 5:30 to 9 p.m. or the Saturday, November the 3rd from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m.
And they are looking for volunteers. If anyone wants to volunteer, they can either get a hold of Jolana or me at freshwaves.ca, and we'll pass on the information
to Nancy.
Yeah. Okay, so that's great. And for those of you who are really into your Halloween decorations, go crazy with your pumpkins. Have a lot of fun, right?
Go online. I mean, there's so many incredible ideas out there, from those that are avid decorators to those that just want to do that very, very simple, Halloween decorating. It's all there. Be inspired. Have fun.
Okay. And I did take a little bit of a poll with the people who were calling in about pumpkins, and it seems like people like the happier pumpkins better than the scarier pumpkins.
Isn't that interesting?
Isn't that nice? I think that's nice.
That.
It warms the cockles of my soul.
There you go.
And don't be afraid to be a little bit creative with your pumpkins, too. If you want to have a ceramic one, there's lots of merit to having the ceramic one. It's just that they are
Or the
breakable.
metal, like you said.
The metal is beautiful.
Yeah.
And all the different kinds of, sometimes you could even paint it if you don't want to be dealing with the guts inside. You can paint your pumpkin.
Yeah.
But then you can't put the light inside either. And we like to have
No, but you can uplight it. There we go. We've just come full circle.
That could be a little scary, that one. That could be a spooky one. Mr. Pumpkinhead hanging off of your front door. Okay, Jolana, it's been wonderful. It always is. Thank you so much for coming in this morning and talking to us and bringing in your decorating ideas. Jay, how do people get a hold of us again if they'd like to leave questions for Jolana?
Yes, you can call us here at the station, 905-640-1027. We're also on Facebook. Go to our Facebook page, Fresh Waves on Whistle FM, and we're also on Twitter at Fresh Waves Radio, and go to our website for all the podcasts, freshwaves.ca.
Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully I've inspired you to, at the very least, start thinking about your Christmas decorating.
Yeah.
Start planning.
Make that transition.
Yeah,
Don't do it all at
start
once.
planning.
Just do it gradually. It's nice for you. It's nice for your family, too. Don't get bombarded all of a sudden.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it makes the transition a little less work, I find, when you spread it out over a few weeks as opposed to trying to do it all in one Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that's why we always are great ambassadors to say start doing it in stages, because otherwise it can be very, very overwhelming, especially if that's not something that you would do on a regular basis. So just start with your main areas, and then we're going to have some fun and talk about lots and lots of ideas for the other rooms we haven't even touched on yet.
Okie dokie. You've been listening to Jolana's Decorating Hour on Fresh Waves. Do stay tuned. We have another hour of programming coming up. We're going to be talking with Heather Rogers of 100 Women Who Care, Stouffville. And that should be a great conversation. So do stay tuned.